Hi, Jodeen. Thank you for being here today. Can you tell us your full name and how do you help clients?
My name is Jodeen, and I'm addicted to Clubhouse. No, my name is Jodeen Bergstrom, and how do I get leads? Well, I got so excited about saying my name. Clubhouse is a big component of my, lead generation. And, the biggest thing for me to get leads is build the relationship. I think that that's crucial and important because I would rather have 100 raving fans that are going to, burn the ship with me and rebuild it versus, thousands that are, not dedicated and, you just work so hard on those. So I really like the relationship part of it.
Gotcha. Now you said that you're addicted. What has contributed to that and why do you love Clubhouse so much?
Do you want me to go to the beginning of the story so everyone can catch on that? Or do you want to kind of,
Yes.
Okay. It's probably the easiest. So I got an invite from Russell Brunson on to join Clubhouse. I kind of heard a little, scuttle about it on Facebook and whatnot and kind of blew it off. But when I got the invite, I was like, oh, let's just check this out. And then I heard it was going to be a week, long process to get invited in and all this. So I was like, all right, I'll, join now. So it was before Christmas. So I got on there and it said that within like 10 minutes I was accepted in, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And I was expedited to the front of the house by Kevin Anson, who is a video photographer for Russell Brunson. He's a good friend of mine and we do different work together. And so I was on his phone list. And so they expedited me, and so I was like, well, what the heck is this? I didn't know what it all was. So then I jumped in there and kind of started playing around and, went into different rooms and they were like, open a room. And I was like, why would you open a room? I'm like, okay. So finally I opened a room and nobody showed up. I sat there for 20 minutes. I mean, have you ever sat in a place with nobody listening to you for 20 minutes going, this is kind of ridiculous. I don't know why they had me do this, but I can sit in my own house and nobody's listening to me. So why should I be on this app? So I went ahead and closed out that room after 20 minutes. And I thought, this is stupid, and I had my little words. And so then that night I got on there and I'm like scrolling through the rooms. And if you're not following anybody, you get some swanky rooms. I'm like, I'm not going in there. So I'm like, this is stupid. Why do they even do this? So I threw the app to the side that night and thought, well, whatever, that was dumb. And then the next day I just felt this calling of like, do it, just check it out more. And I'm like, so I got in there and like, I found my tribe. I found the entrepreneurs, I found the business leaders. And so I went in another room and they're like, go open a room. I'm like, I did that. You guys are stupid. I'm not going to do that again. And they said, no, just trust me. Grab a club, fill out this paperwork. Here it is. They were all like, I'm like, man, these guys are really helpful. And I'm like, okay. So I opened up a room in BC before Clubhouse. I was doing virtual live summits. So I did a room on how to, create an amazing virtual live summit, and like 30 people showed up. And I'm like, wow, this is more response than I get on all my other social media. I'm like, maybe there is something to this. And long and short of it is Kate, the pivot queen, came in there. And at the end, she popped up and she's like, look, you know how to speak. I want to open a room for 24/7. Will you co-host with me? And I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, we got Christmas coming up and I've got teenagers here and, and then she sent me another note and she's like, I'm going to open a room, will you co-host with me? And so I'm looking at this app and then I got teenagers at home. I don't know. Do you have teenagers? With the whole COVID thing, they're kind of gnarly. They're home from college and they're like, and I'm like, okay, teenagers or Clubhouse? Guess which one I chose. So I went on to Clubhouse and we did the room. We started at 10 o'clock on the 25th. And we had already celebrated our Christmas and everything. And so I jumped on there and it was kind of fun. And she's like, okay, the longest running room is 12 days. Let's do 13. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We got New Year's, we got all, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then I was like, teenagers, Clubhouse. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. So we went for, we started going, and at 18 days, Kate's like, we've went 18 days, look at us, and I'm like, I haven't done laundry in 18 days. I'm like, how could that be? And, by this time the kids had went back to college, and, I was just doing my thing. And, at about 20 days we ended, but in that 20 days I had the opportunity to do just some amazing things. We got to introduce and bring on Grant Cardone and his wife, Elena. Really got to, the thing with the app, it's all on your voice. And through your voice, you really do truly learn someone's integrity. And also you can get a good feel on their morals and their ethics. Because you really do get to know them. I mean, we can all hire the most amazing copywriters and make us look good. We got Photoshop, we got all these things on the other medias, but on Clubhouse, it's you. And your morals and ethics, like I said, are portrayed through the tonality and, your actions on Clubhouse. And so it's just been a way for me to really connect on deeper relationships. Through that 20 days, I was just a servant leader, gave value all the way through. And then now, after being on there since December 20th, I've created a course on how to be an amazing MC, as well as I have a 365 mastermind, because as I was MCing that room, there's all kinds of structures, there's all kinds of blueprints, there's all kinds of strategies, all these things that people repeatedly kept coming up. And I realized the mindset is probably, where people need the most work. And so that's what I did, is I just honed into the mindset. And then, there's true talent in being an amazing MC. It's not just getting that moderator badge. So there's a lot of back end, there's a whole thing. And just with my expertise and my ability to, command that room during the day. And during that time, I spent an average of 78.9 hours on the app per week.
Per week.
So
amazing.
So I kind of went through all of it and probably answered all the questions, and we're probably done now. So
I just have one more question, actually. Okay, can you quantify how much revenue you've made since being on the app? Can you say 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures?
It's close to the 5 figures. I don't like to give out, numbers, and the other thing too is you got to understand, I am just really starting to push forward on that now, because of the fact that I did the servant leadership. And the other thing that's really hard with Clubhouse, you cannot record it. So, how do you put a course together? So that took me a little bit of time to, trial and error and, figuring it all out. And so I am a big component for founding member launches. So, we do that, extra pricing, and then they get a lifetime membership. And so that way they can have access to all the different things. So, it's getting there, and the potential though is huge, because now I'm really repping up, got my team together. I probably, went slower, and definitely could be at a higher number. But at the same time, I'd rather get a strong foundation versus, that quick money. So I'm looking at the long term, not so much, the quick money.
Awesome. And if you have just one tip for someone who's just jumping on the app, say this month, what one thing can you tell them to be successful?
Make sure you have an iPhone for right now until they get the Android on. But that's rolling out within the next month. The Android will be on there. The one success, and it's a lot of times you'll see on my bio, it says, DM me secret, or DM me Clubhouse, and I'll give you the secret. And, probably the biggest component I always tell people is be present, because there's a secret message that's delivered through your tonality, whether you're focused or not on the audience, and they can pick that up. And so, if you're on the stage as an expert, or if you're on the stage as someone asking a question, just be present. And, I think it for a while there was a lot of multitasking, and then, oh, could you repeat that question? Or, oh, I didn't hear that. Oh, I had to step away. I was on a phone call. I don't buy that. Either you're present on the app, you're going to be there and be specific. Otherwise, you're wasting my time as a listener and as an MCer, and you're really not doing justice, because you're not going to take in everything that you need to do. I've set it up as a business. Every day I have notebooks and notebooks full of, all kinds of notes that I was writing down. And it's really a mastermind 24/7, because you can jump into any room. And if you've got a question on marketing or financial or, mindset, whatever it is, there is somebody hosting a room that can help you. And so, my goal has just really been to be present, treat it as a business. And like I said, I'm definitely probably a little bit slower to the whole, but, I also did servant leadership, and I know, my following isn't as high as it could be, because I took some time off and I went and, created my course and really focused on that. But like I said, I would rather have lower numbers and know that I have true raving fans versus just somebody that, is got 100,000 followers and, just to look good on stage.
Thank you so much, Jodeen, for being here. Now, where can people find you online?
So that's easy. If you go to Jodeen, JODEEN.club, CLUB, and on there, that's my social tab. And you can just click on if you want to get into the moderator course, or if you want to get into the Think and Grow Rich. I do a 365. We meet every day because mindset is crucial. I can give you all this strategic strategies and everything on Clubhouse, but if your mindset's not there and you're not having that accountability, you really aren't going to be able to do much with it. So that's a big component that I do as well. So, and getting those guys and all those, all of our team members on that, they're just having a blast, and it's, we support each other, and it's just been fun to watch everybody rise up in it. Awesome. So Jodeen.club.
Jodeen.club. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in Clubhouse.
All right. Thanks again. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.